Hey guys, it's Skalisa T. I just wanted to come on here as promised and talk about the next card on the Fool's Journey of Tarot, and that would be the Mighty Magician card. All right, so to teach you guys today all about the Magician, I am going to be using this gorgeous deck. It's the Russian Tarot of St. Petersburg. Absolutely beautiful, very classic. I love it. All right, so let's just kind of jump into it, guys. So the Magician. So we left off with the Fool last time, right? So this is the second video in this series. And with the Fool is basically us, like we talked about last week, right? So it's us at the beginning of our journey. It is, us going through and meeting all these characters of the tarot so that we can learn lessons and we can get different, ideas and gifts and skills from them. Okay. So as the Fool is stumbling about, right, and, going down different pathways just to explore, he comes upon the Magician. Now, the Magician is all about utilizing everything that's about and around you. Okay, so with the Magician, I'm trying to get this in focus for you guys. Okay, there we go. You'll see that he has the swords, which is how we think about things. He's got the cups, which is how we feel about things. He's got the wand in his hand, and that's about passions, making things happen. Okay, and then you'll see this right here kind of looks like a big pentacle, but there's like little coins all around here as well. And that is about basically, our earthly connection to things. It's about how we essentially will pay for things, or how we are, connected to things on a more like mortals, level. Okay. So when we think about the Magician is all about how to pull from everything that's around us, all of the resources around us. How do we think about things? What are new ways that we can think to be able to manifest what we're looking for? Because that's what the Magician is all about. It's about manifestation. It's about ritual. It is about focus. It is about knowing that you have all the tools around you that you need. So we start with the swords, which is how do we think about things? Is there a particular reconditioning of our mindset that we need to do to be able to understand that we deserve to move forward, or that we deserve what we desire? Do we need to think more positive? Do we need to think more realistically, right? So that's about the swords. With the cups, this is about how do we feel about things, right? This is about being emotionally intelligent. So in other words, like being very aware of our emotional motivations for why we want this thing that we're trying to manifest. It is about utilizing particular emotions to be like the fuel for our ritual for something, right? So if we are looking to be able to create a new job opportunity for ourselves, okay, you really want to, focus on that emotion for it. So, if it's something that is based in, like, let's say fear, you don't want to utilize fear, right? Because fear, anything that you're going to focus on for any kind of, manifestation type ritual, if you focus on something negative like fear, it is going to kind of become an obstacle for you, right? Because you are basically focusing fear out there. So what that does is that becomes, reflected back at you like tenfold. So that's not what you're looking for. So when we tap into the emotions, when utilizing the Magician's energy, we want to use positive emotions like, passion, desire, love, pure love. Like I really love to help people, and I really want to create, some kind of position for myself that will enable me to help people, because that's what I love. That's what I'm passionate about. Things like that, right? Of course, when we are doing manifestation type things with the Magician that are in line with, let's say, a protection ritual. So you've got somebody that is coming at you, really trying to, cause you some distress. Maybe they're throwing around some, energy that is negative. In that case, then for protection, you would use something like anger to stop it, right? Anger to kind of build that wall so they can't penetrate that for you. But even with that, even with protection rituals, you're doing it from a place of love, right? Because you are, protecting, you love yourself, you love somebody else that you're protecting, you love, whatever kind of project that you are trying to, manifest. So even from that, you're coming from a place of love. So that's one thing with the emotions. You want to really be emotionally intelligent. You want to make sure that you are really cognizant of what your motivations are here, what's driving that, right? So if it's something like jealousy or envy, it'll come back to you in a really, just nasty way that is unnecessary for you to have to go through. So really be emotionally intelligent when trying to tap into the magician's energy. Okay. With the pentacles, that's saying that you have resources around you. So this means that you can, rely upon other people that would be generous monetarily. You can take advantage of different programs that are out there that are very helpful for people that don't have a lot of money or resources of their own. And it's not always about money either with the pentacles is earthly, right? So this is about, if you're going to do yourself a ritual, go get some dirt outside, dig your hands in the dirt, that type of thing. It's about using earthly means around you. So that's the pentacles is not just about money. It's just about the more tangible. What can you feel? What's around you that you can utilize? Are you burning sage, right? Are you, using vinegar in a particular type of jar? So things like that. It's the tangible stuff that you would use to be able to add to this, arsenal of tools that you have. Okay. So, the other one that we would look into, we did the wands. Wands are about their passion. What is it? I know that's very closely related to the emotions, the cups that we talked about, but the wands is like the focus to make it happen. So if you can picture something like Harry Potter, how he has his wand and he's really focused on whatever his target is as he says the words and he's pointing that wand at it. That is essentially how the wands really serve you in times of trying to manifest something with the magician. Okay, so think about that. So your wand, and sometimes you can physically have a wand as well, because that's just that kind of beautiful tradition that helps you feel like you're really manifesting something, like you're really making it happen. So when you are focused on something, you are going to, really think about the wands in terms of like, I want this. I want to focus on that target right there. This is where I'm going to be envisioning. This is where I'm going to be speaking and describing. So it's really like the wands are like your target. It's your focus, right? Okay. So with the magician, magician is somebody that teaches us on our journey that we have power in our situations. Okay. We have control in some things. We have control over how we react to things. We have control over, how we choose to take action with what we want, with what we desire. So the magician is all about utilizing everything around us to be able to really manifest, to create, to really bring forth what we're looking for. Okay. So what does the magician teach the fool as they meet? The magician is all about having the fool be very aware of what is at the fool's disposal to be able to utilize to create the situation or desired result, right? So, the magician is all about taking a look at what are your thoughts on the matter, swords, right? What are your feelings on the matter, cups, right? What kind of monetary or physical tangible resources do you have, pentacles, right? And what is your focus? How are you going to make this happen? What words, what is your tool that you're going to use to help you have that laser sight focus on something, on what you want? So the magician is all about having us take a look around at everything to figure out what we have already around us that we can utilize to be able to make something happen. Okay. Because this life is magical, there are no real coincidences, that doesn't have some kind of touch of magic to it, some kind of, fate, associated with it, right? So it's time for us to wake up and use that kind of stuff. So the magician is all about, like, yes, magic is real. Is it as like Harry Potter? No, of course not. But is it a focus of energy and utilizing things around us to make something happen, to result in something? Hell fucking yes. Yes, that is possible. Okay. So the magician is all about teaching us that there is a particular type of magic in this world that we can access if we follow, all of the things that we have around us. So, how do we think about things? How do we feel about things? What do we have tangible that we can utilize to help make this happen? Right? What is our focus? How are we going to laser focus on something? Okay. So that's what the magician's all about. Now, when you get the magician in a reading, let's say you are trying to find out about somebody and you get the magician. So right away, you can surmise from that that this person can have a gift for influencing people to their way, right? They have kind of a magic about them of, they're very magnetic in the way that they interact with people. Okay. So very magical. This person is one that knows how to use resources around them to make things happen. Okay. This is somebody who, if you get kind of like surrounding cards, clarifying cards they're a little bit more negative, you are going to surmise from that this person utilizes their gifts for not so good things, right? This could be somewhat of a narcissist. This could be somebody who likes to throw curses at people, likes to think, a lot of negative thoughts about people, and their thoughts, our thoughts, have, a certain type of energy to them where we can feel them, right? We can make things happen with them. That's why when you focus on a ritual with the magician, when you're tapping into the magician, you want to make sure that you are checking those 4 things that we talked about with the feelings, and the thoughts and all that other stuff. Because you want to make sure that your intention that you're putting into it, your focus, your wands, that is, that it's pure, that it's something that's good, that's positive, that's for your own good, or it's helping somebody else. Okay. So that it will have even more power to it. Okay. So yeah, that's the kind of thing. If you got that in a reading about somebody else, if you get it for yourself, this is saying, like, you look around you guys. What is around you? What can you use to help you manifest what you're looking for? Okay. The magician is all about, having you take things into your own hands and to be able to really figure out a way for yourself. It's giving you power back, right? So it's telling you to step up, step into your power, take your power back if it's from somebody else, and to be able to utilize that kind of stuff so that you can manifest. Magician is all about manifestation. That's what it is. It's about how are we going to manifest something that we want. So if you want to, manifest something, the magician is your dude. Okay. This magician, if you want to tap into this kind of power, what you would do is you would go ahead and set up some kind of an altar that has all of these things in it, right? So the wand and the sword and the pentacles and the cups, the chalice, right? Like, you want to have all that set up for yourself. And you could touch each thing and you can talk about what is associated with that. So if you wanted to make, let's say, a job happen, you would, fill that cup with water, purity, whatever, wine if you want. And you would talk about your emotions with it. You would think about your emotions. Why do you want this? What's driving you with it? You would take a sip of that cup. Then you would go on to the sword, or if you have a dagger or a knife, whatever it is, you would take that and you would hold that to your forehead and, like, what are my thoughts on this? What am I trying to manifest? How am I thinking about this? How can I change my thinking to be able to manifest what I'm looking for? How can I recondition my thoughts? How can I give myself, the encouragement that I need to know that I deserve things, right? To know that this is going to happen. Pentacles, you would have some coins, right? So you would hold on to those and you would talk about, help me show, myself the resources that I have. What is tangible around me that will help me to make this desire come true. Okay. You can also use pentacles as an offering to your guides or to, whatever god or goddess you are praying to, if you believe in that kind of stuff. Okay. Your ancestors, all that stuff. Because remember, they used to use coins, for the river Styx, right? If you're going to go ride on the river Styx, you got to have your coins, right? So coins are just a very tangible means for things, and again, it doesn't have to be actual coins. This could be dirt, this could be flowers, this could be herbs, this could be whatever it is, but something that's tangible. That's what the pentacles represent. Okay. So the wand, you might want to have an actual wand, right? You can get this, you could get a branch from outside. You can actually get yourself a cool little Harry Potter wand. You can make your own wand. It doesn't really matter, okay? Because basically, like, all of these things that are tangible, that you're touching, that you're drinking in, these are all just to help you on your way to know how to really put into words and to action what it is you desire. Any ritual that we do is all about the intention. So all the little steps that we take with it, if we use particular herbs or particular, sayings or anything like that, it's really just to help elevate our, knowledge of what it is we're seeking. Okay. That's all it is. So there's no wrong way to do a ritual. This is all about, what's your ritual? What's your form of magic? What do you want? How are you going to make that happen? Okay. So you would take that wand and you can hold on to that wand while you're talking about what your focus is, right? What are you trying to manifest? Things like that. And that's how you would access the magician. I'm a big fan with Magick of writing out intentions. What is it that you want? What is it that you're grateful for? Don't forget to talk about what you're grateful for, because again, you are working with something higher than yourself, and you're working with ancestors, and you're working with spirit guides, and you're working with, any kinds of god or goddesses that you believe, angels, things like that. Whatever you ascribe meaning to, that's what you're working with. Okay. So, you have to communicate what you're looking for. So I'm a big fan of writing out stuff. I am a big fan of reading that stuff aloud when I'm doing a ritual, things like that. Any little thing that you can contribute that will help this become something really, really strong, really detailed. Okay. So visualization, that is a huge thing that you're going to want to pay attention to. You're going to want to visualize a positive outcome, your outcome. Okay. And I will say one last thing when it comes to the swords, which is how we think about things. That's also about keeping things a bit realistic as well, right? So in other words, you're not gonna, think about like, I want to learn how to fly, unless you're talking about taking, pilot lessons, right? So it's about keeping it realistic. Yes, there is magic, but we are still working within the confines of this mortal existence. So, with those swords, like really keeping in mind you have to have a base of reality with it. Okay. So in other words, another good example is like, if you're trying to manifest a job, I want to be a surgeon. Okay, well, you don't have the education for it. You may have the knife, but you do not have the education. So it's about keeping it realistic, okay? Really coming up with a step-by-step thing that you can see results from quickly, okay? Like within a particular amount of time. That's another thing, is that if you're doing a ritual with the magician, you want to make sure that you have some kind of time frame of when you want this to happen. And you have to be open with that too. You can't say, I want this next week, or I want this within the hour. You have to keep in mind the reality of the situation. What does that mean? What is it exactly that you're looking for? Is that within the realm of possibility? Okay. So it's about keeping it real, but also believing in magic. So it's about, it actually really beautifully illustrates the Fool as well, because the Fool is, his feet are on the ground and he's walking, right? But his head is up in the clouds. He's aspiring. He's got big goals that he has that are up there, but he's still here. So that's really great for us, because that talks about how we have to be grounded in our mortal existence, that we're here. We're working within these confines, but also be able to touch, something higher than ourselves, to know that there is something more than just the tangible here, more than just the logical. Okay. So, that was a bit longer than the Fool. I had a lot to say about the magician, apparently. So, I hope that this was helpful, guys. If you have any questions or you know, anything that wasn't quite clear, feel free to leave that in the comments below. Make sure that you are liking and subscribing because I'm going to be doing this, you know, weekly for you guys. I want to go through the whole journey of tarot for you guys so that we can really get you to understand each card individually, so that when you put them together in layouts, you know how to put a story together for yourself and for other people. All right, guys, I need some hot tea right now because I am ready. I am ready to get off this camera, and I hope this was helpful. Like, subscribe, you know, reach out to me for any kind of personal readings, and I would be happy to get back to you. Okay, guys, blessed be. I'll be talking to you soon. Bye.